Meanwhile, in other news, France has sworn in a new Prime Minister, Sebastien Lecornu, the fifth to take office in less than 2 years. A close ally of President Emmanuel Macron and former Defense Minister, Lecornu faces an immediate political storm as protests sweep the country. France's Interior Minister has reported nearly 200 arrests and around 50 clearance operations to remove blockades disrupting ring roads, depots, trams and buses nationwide during the Block Everything protest. Listen in.
Qu'il y a une tentative soit de blocage ou de faits de violence, de faits délictuels, alors nos forces de sécurité intérieure ont une consigne, c'est d'intervenir, c'est d'être rapide, d'être agile. Et au moment où je vous parle, nous avons eu près de 200 interpellations avec une cinquantaine d'actions de déblocage qui concernent aussi bien des rocades, des voies, qui concernent de dépôts, trams, bus, etc., sur l'ensemble du territoire.
Warehouse in south of Paris in support of workers demanding higher wages. Around 200 demonstrators sought to block deliveries, but police prevented disruptions. The Block Everything movement, rooted in widespread frustration over austerity, has sparked protests and clashes across France, drawing comparison to the 2018 Yellow Vest demonstrations. Listen in.
Une amie qui s'est créée, qui s'est auto-organisée, c'est vraiment un mouvement citoyen qui s'est organisé. Moi, en tout cas, je serai là jusqu'au bout, personnellement, pour pouvoir lutter et pour en fait vraiment faire passer le message qu'on n'en peut plus et que Macron doit partir. C'est lui la cause de tout ça.
And we leave it there and shift our focus to breaking news coming in. Israel has launched an airstrike on Yemen's capital, Sana'a, targeting Houthis. This marks the second attack on the site in a month. Israeli officials said the attack was in response to recent missile launches by Houthi forces towards Israel, none of which caused casualties or damage. There are no immediate reports of casualties or damage from the latest strike either. We're now learning that Israel is targeting Houthi rebels in Yemen. This is right after Israel decided to attack Hamas leadership in Qatar. It seems that Israel is continuing its offensive beyond the city of Gaza. Just yesterday, we had heard about an attack on Hamas leadership in Qatar, and today we're learning that Israel has launched a fresh airstrike on Yemen's capital, Sana'a, targeting the Houthi rebels. Meanwhile, France has sworn in a new Prime Minister, Sebastien Lecornu, the fifth to take office in less than 2 years. A close ally of President Emmanuel Macron and former Defense Minister, Lecornu faces an immediate political storm as protests sweep the country. France's Interior Minister has reported nearly 200 arrests and around 50 clearance operations to remove blockades, disrupting its ring roads, depots, trams and buses nationwide during the Block Everything protests. Listen in. Let's quickly listen in to the soundbite before we move on to our guest.
Parce que c'est nous qui produisons les richesses. Donc on ne peut pas accepter qu'à chaque fois, voilà, qu'il y a de gros bénéfices qui sont réalisés et que voilà, nous puissions être à chaque fois les absents quoi, en ce qui concerne la répartition des richesses. Donc ce que nous voulions que les salaires, que nos salaires puissent augmenter.
I have Ms. Alison Mutler, former AP Bureau Chief, with us on the broadcast. Ms. Mutler, I have to understand from you, what do you make of the current situation in France?
Well, I think there's a lot of social and also political instability. The French President Emmanuel Macron has had 5 prime ministers in the last 18 months. There's a lot of anger, public anger over the austerity measures. They are been brought in by the government because they need to trim the budget, they need to trim public spending, but they're affecting your average French person. And there's a lot of public anger. The protests are being fueled by the extreme left, extreme right, by anarchists, And France is a country with a history of violent protests and riots. So it's not unexpected, but it's a big headache for the government, for the new incoming government, that they will have to deal with this anger and decide how they can present the austerity package to the French people so the situation will calm down. But I do know that the Interior Minister has deployed, I think it was 80,000 personnel around France. So they're taking it very seriously. As you said in your introduction, they had the Yellow Vest protest in 2018. So they do have experience of this, but the public anger is not going to go away when we have these severe public spending cuts, which affect the average French person. And as your soundbite said, why do the rich people have more money and we have less money? That they want to have wages that keep pace with rising prices.
Absolutely. Ms. Matla, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast with that perspective. In other parts of the world, in Nepal,